welcome back, welcome back. It's Sunday. Good evening, friends. It is Sunday, May 10th. Happy Mother's Day to you. Something came to my attention today that I feel deserves your attention as well. So my plan today was just to kick back and relax and watch Dixie review a book called A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryce. It's about his journey on the Appalachian Trail. But before I got to that, I was made aware of this. Introduced on May 1st, the HR 6666, that's House Resolution 6666. No, you just can't make this stuff up. COVID-19 testing, reaching, and contacting everyone, or the TRACE Act. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. All right, Representative Rush is the representative who introduced it on May 1st, and the 116th Congress second session in the House of Representatives May 1st, Mr. Rush for himself, a bill to authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19 and related activities, such as contact tracing through mobile health units and, as necessary, at individuals' residences and for other purposes. They always put other purposes in there to give themselves a barn door of wiggle room. The short title is, when you cite it as the COVID-19 testing and reaching and contacting everyone, or TRACE Act. COVID-19 testing and contact tracing using mobile health units. Now, this is interesting. It falls under HHS Secretary, let's look at his page, Azar. Alex Azar, he was sworn in as President Trump's Secretary of HHS in January of 2018. His current tenure at HHS as second tour of duty in the department after serving as General Counsel and then Deputy Secretary in the 2000s. You can read all about him. I'll leave you links in the show notes. Back to the bill. Trace and monitor the contacts of infected individuals and to support the quarantine of such contacts through mobile health units, as necessary, testing individuals and providing individuals with services related to testing and quarantine at their residences. Permissible uses of funds. A grant recipient under this section may use the grant funds in support of activities described in subsection A, the one we just read, to hire, train, and compensate and pay the expenses of individuals and to purchase personal protective equipment and other supplies. C, priority. In selecting grant recipients under this section, the Secretary shall give priority to number 1, applicants proposing to conduct activities funded under this section in hotspots and medically underserved communities, and 2, applicants that agree in hiring individuals to carry out activities funded under this section to hire residents of the area or community where the activities will primarily occur, with higher priority among applicants described in this paragraph given based on the percentage of individuals to be hired from such area or community. So what they're saying basically is they've introduced a bill to fund various private sector agencies to go house to house if necessary, apartment to apartment if necessary, and provide, in air quotes, services to those who are quarantined in relation to COVID-19. And don't forget that little barn door they left in there, and for other purposes. They've said in section 2 that we're looking at right here, they can hire residents in the area or community where activities will primarily occur. So that means your unemployed neighbor, you know, on another floor of your apartment building could be hired as a team leader, for example. That's one way that scenario might play out. Let's see. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. It defines what places are eligible for a health center, a school-based clinic, a hospital, an academic medical center, nonprofit organizations such as faith-based organizations, institution of higher education, and so on and so forth. And then it talks about the citations that define an emergency period, a hotspot, medically underserved, and the secretary, meaning the Secretary of Human Health Services. I'm going to leave you links to both the Secretary of HHH and to this bill. I would urge you to make your voice known, whatever state you live in the United States of America, right now. I'm not going to tell you how to react, but I can point out to you that 13,601 have already given it a pretty unhappy rating, and only 29 are happy with it to date. I'd just like to point out that number of dissatisfied people was 1,361, not 13,000. 13,000 would be a much more comforting number after a week. Rashida Tlaib, for those in Michigan, your representative from Detroit, is in fact one of the signers, and that ought to light a fire under your butt. Thank you so much for taking 5 or 10 minutes of your time today. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you and your family are all well and able to spend time with each other. Until I see you again, God bless.